Hi, all. It's great to see you. I wish this was a live chat, but it's not. So I'm just going to yak at you for a few minutes and set up where we're heading for the rest of the class, but specifically week 4. And can I just tell you that you are all my heroes? In the midst of all that you have going on in life with family, with career, some of you new things that you're training for, things that the Lord's bringing up for you to wrestle with in life. In the midst of all of that life coming at you, you're reading, you're processing, you're developing your model for healthy marriage. And thank you, thank you for giving the time and for doing that. And so some of you, life is pushing on you a little hard, and you maybe slipped a little bit. I'm going to just encourage you to catch up and um, read the stuff and keep developing your model. Don't let it get you down. All right. I see all of you, your model crystallizing a bit, the elements of various models, pieces that make sense to you, pieces that you've used in the past. I just have the great sense that you are developing your model or your theology for healthy Christ-centered marriage. And I'm telling you, with a clear understanding of what health is, what health looks like in the context of marriage, and with your abilities to um, gives you a base to say to people, hey, I'm not afraid of what's inside of you. I'm not overwhelmed by where you're at in life. I want to help you. I want to walk with you in your personal life and in your marriage. So excites me for you, family ministers, to have clarity. This week, the sacred romance, again, going back to self, and most of you caught where we were trying to go there to understand that really walking well with Christ is at the center of healthy marriage. Just want to share, I had an example recently of a couple came in to see me, smart, talented, successful people, just lost in the area of marriage. And sat with him a couple of times, and the guy just could not get off of looking at his wife to meet his needs. He just couldn't make that connection with Christ, that Christ was his hope, and Christ is the one that redeems him and leads him and blesses him. And it was just disheartening to that rarely happens, that someone isn't able to catch the Lord and hold on to him. And I felt this um, pull from him to just tell me how to fix my marriage. I don't want to know Christ. I don't want to walk well with him. I just want to fix my wife so I can get what I need from her. And as pastors and as leaders, I see church leaders just slip into that pull to, okay, then we're just going to give you this model of marriage that meets your needs. And you all aren't doing that. You're recognizing your walk with Christ is essential, and you're going to help others to walk with him. Now, I think he'll be back, and I'll get to keep talking with him, but it is a different path we're walking on, a different model where Christ is at the center. So thanks a ton. All right, let me talk a little bit about your final paper and final project. The final paper is clarify for me your model for healthy Christ-centered marriage. And it can be a formal paper, it can be bullet pointed. Just make sure I understand your model. And then take your model and teach it to someone. I don't care if you teach it to your children, your church, your neighbor, your parents, whoever you teach it to. It's just something about teaching our model helps us to grasp it. We have to clarify some points in it, and it has to make sense to an audience. And then post for me the 10 best minutes of that presentation. Doesn't matter to me how long the presentation is. I'd just like for you to get your model out and give me the 10 best minutes of that presentation. All right. The next 2 weeks, we're going to look at some writers, some content that when people come into your office or they say, hey, can we talk about marriage? A lot of them are going to have this understanding in their wheelhouse, that they will have maybe haven't read Chapman or Harley or Gottman, but it's just so ingrained in our Christian culture that they have a sense of what those authors are saying. Well, and so I want for you to read those three authors, and the question I'm asking you to process this week in Chapman's is, okay, what do you review it, and then give me what you agree with, what you disagree with. But then the next process question, tell me how you would use that information if a couple walks into your office and they understand their love language. They understand their spouse's love language. How do you take that information and work with it or integrate it into what you're doing to help them move toward healthy and Christ-centered marriage? All right, so that's what I'm asking you to this week read Chapman. Think about how you would use that information that people have and move them toward health. Next week, we're looking at Harley's stuff on his needs, her needs. Again, just information that a lot of people have, how do we use it? And then Gottman stuff is pretty prevalent. So we'll talk more about that heading into next week. I want to touch base with you a little bit about this underneath the surface, this journey that we're all on to walk right with Christ and walk well with Christ. And so I just want you to know that I'm praying for you. I pray that you sense the Lord's presence in your life, that you have time to spend with Him, that you feel His passionate love for you, and that He enjoys you, that He likes you, that He's leading you. And excites me to have family ministers that know Christ, and so keep moving with Him, and as you are developing your model for marriage. All right, blessings on you. Have a fantastic week.